is the most important. It is imperative that it is addressed effectively for inclusion in this St. Joseph School District's long-range plan, okay? So pick the one in number 2 that's the most important. Okay, now I look at the time. We've got probably about 40 minutes to complete the worksheet. We're going to be around if you have questions, and then like I said, I'll prompt you as we go to make sure you're on track. If you do have less than 4 people at your table, we'd like you to kind of get to a different group. If you have less than 4, it just seems to work better. So I don't know if we have any of those. I can't tell from the end. But okay, we encourage you to have a lot of good discussion, and we'll be around. Thank you.
So kids have a positive relationship with school. Because you were saying, I think that's true of the grown-ups who the school system didn't work for them. And so they have a negative association with school. We want to break that cycle too, that children have a positive association to education.
Great. I mean, there's so many people that don't utilize it, even though it's free. You know, like you said, non-educated people.
Yeah, they receive the information upon birth and maybe don't follow through, but also, you know, parents and teachers calling, they do message, you know, trying to make contacts. I don't know. I've never worked for parents as teachers. I take my children to go do the screenings there, and I'm amazed at the number of families that do utilize the screening, and from all socioeconomic backgrounds.
But you know, one thing that's good about this area, because I've come from other areas,
we need to support those families that want our, what'd you say? Want our...
They're asking for our services. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Our services. Thank you.
And are not able to receive it.
Because of funding.
Well, what use is funding something like finding all these families and then not funding serving them, too? I mean, I don't know.
Unfortunately, you have X number of dollars from the federal government.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. Well, no, I know. It's kind of, you can't answer it.
Yeah, it's just...
Three most compelling reasons. But we need to support those families that want our services and are not able to receive them due to funding. Reason number one.
What kind of an annual community assessment that an agency?
Is there any central clearinghouse, so to speak, in the community that does an annual assessment of this? You think that'll go
There is.
Preschool program?
Not a, well, there is an annual assessment of school readiness that Sherry mentioned. St. Joe has the distinction of doing about the best job of that of anybody anywhere, because we get 100% of them. And nobody gets 100% assessment, but we do in St. Joe. There is an assessment of the early childhood programs that participate in the quality rating system, QRS. But there are about 22 or 3 programs in QRS addressing about 25% of the available population of kids. So there's another 75% of the kids that are not in programs that are accessible. I mean, the truth of it is that
drives the conversation that addresses this issue. I mean, does the school district, because the school district benefits, if this is in place, the school district benefits, do they drive that question? Is it a combination of community leaders and interested people who drive it? Is it the programs like Parents as Teachers and Head Start who are actually in the trenches providing this? Who drives this question? Because if this question doesn't get answered, I agree, you put it right up here, of the investment, but who is going to drive that question?
that question.
And because what I'm saying, Chad, is that the school district doesn't need to provide all of this program, but are they the ones that have to drive this question of how does quality?
I personally believe that it is a mistake for the school district to drive that issue and drive that question. I don't really think that they're focused. I don't think they should be necessarily focused on. They have a narrow mission. this is an expansion of our mission because it's self-protection. I mean, there's a supply chain. I personally believe that that is exactly the right question to ask, and that the driver of that has to be the community.
But now I have a boy in my class who his parents are and first quarter conferences, they were like, okay, is he behind? We need to retain him. You know, we notice he doesn't pay attention and he doesn't want to do school-related stuff when he gets home. He wants to just watch TV. Does he need to be retained? And it was like the pressure of, you know, is he behind because he doesn't want to do, you know, school activities when he gets home. He wants to watch TV. Is this normal? You know. Right. So.
Walk right off the bus.
Yeah. Homework. And he even asked, do you have worksheets and stuff he can bring home and do that so he can watch TV?
What we ask is each group be ready, have your spokesperson ready, and we'll get on with the show. Okay, we're going to start here at table 5. We want you to report on
Got talked into it.
For task 3, we felt that the most important was to inform and educate the community on the importance of early childhood education.
Oh, number 3, we could not come to a consensus at our table. And the 2 that we were on the fence about were either early childhood education, community education, or provide a seat for all 4-year-olds. So we were split 2 and 2. Sorry, we couldn't follow directions.
You're fine. Thank you.
Our group chose to inform, educate community in regards to early childhood education.
Thank you.
Our group chose to inform, educate community regarding early childhood education. Do you want me to say anything else? Okay. You want to hear my turn? Do you want me to read that? Okay. Our comments were, whereas the parents and teachers, they're already behind when they come at 4, how can parents be made able instead of enabling them to rely on schools and get the support and gain the passion and get the other 4 will fall into place after that.
Our group decided that the community needs assessment for services were most appropriate to begin with, just to identify throughout the community what parents as well as what teachers as well as community members thought were the most appropriate things to begin with.
Thank you. We chose to educate and inform the community also. And the reason why we thought if we got enough people behind us and we involved enough people in the community that we could help secure those fundings. So.
Thank you.
This table felt probably there were 2 really important ones: inform and educate community and secure funding for early childhood, which kind of goes hand in hand, we felt.
Our table chose the inform and educate the community for the reason for early childhood, and the reason for that was in order to get the funding for the rest of the issues, we got to let the community know about what's going on and get them prepared for it.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. This table was between secure funding for early childhood education and community needs assessment. We felt that the last one especially was more about the parents' needs and how well we can better serve the families and make it easier for them to take advantage of the services available that will help them to help their children become more successful.